Hello friends, family, and newcomers of the channel. You see where I'm at? I'm in a dungeon, so you know what that means. It's going to be another ghost time, story time with your girl Teri. Stay tuned. Okay, this week's story is going to be about me and one of my friends, and let's just call her Alicia. Alicia and I were friends ever since we were younger. Her mom actually needed a babysitter, and being so I was a little bit older, she said that I could stay in the house and hang out with her and just make sure she's cool and just to take care of her. So with that said, one night I'm chilling with her and she wants to play Bloody Mary. Now mind you, I'm like, I don't even know how old I was at this time. I think I was like 13. Good age for all the things that I've done. 13 years old, and we're playing Bloody Mary in her bathroom. So of course we turn out all the lights, and then we go and light some candles, just give it that ambiance. And all kids love to play this game, which they really shouldn't. We'll get to that. And the next thing you know, we're in the mirror, her and I, and we're like, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, and we say it as many times as we need. Now, I know one of the candles went out, and my friend was always dramatic, and she liked to have fun like that. She's like, I'll get to that in a second, she's one of them people. So, next thing you know, she throws herself into the tub. I know she did. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? And she's like,
she's got me, she's got me.
And I grab her and I pull her out and we run down her hall and we leave her house and we're cracking up. And now mind you, she's got red marks all over her. And I'm like, did you really get attacked? And she's telling me yes, but I know deep down in my heart that girl did not get attacked. Now, I bring her story up because she was always a good friend and she was a little twisted friend. Like even one of the days that I was over her house, she had this gold box in her closet. And I was like, what is that? And she
was like, I don't know.
Knowing all along she knew what it was.
I don't know.
So we open it and there's a bag in there. And I'm like, it looks like a bunch of dust. And she's
like, yeah, it does.
And she puts her finger in it. So that makes me go and go, oh, yeah, it is dust, and it's got like sticks in it.
Well, of course, because that's my stepdad's bones.
That's my stepdad, and literally, I almost freaking took a heart attack. Like, I wanted to burn my hand. Like, I don't know if anybody has any sick friends like that, but I had a sick friend like that, and yet to this day, I could still feel his bones on my fingers. Which brings me back to my point of this story. There was one time when I was younger, way younger than 13, and we did play this game, as all little kids do. And we're like, what's going to happen? It's a fake, made-up game. So much fun. As it always was, because we were always pranksters. Well, this time really wasn't a joke. This time when we did it, literally, the candles went out. It got darker than it was prior in the room. And I got scratched down my back and my hair pulled. And you would have thought that I would have learnt my lesson of playing Bloody Mary. But you know what? To me, I always will put that off. Like we always say, our minds say, you know what? It's something else. I'm always going to say it was one of my friends that pulled my hair. My little brother was there, and let me tell you, my little brother would go as far as, oh my God, we would scare each other to death. Like we would wait for at least 15 minutes to a half hour just to get each other growing up. And I remember on Dolphin Street, we had this bathroom where you walked in, and then you had to turn, and the toilet was right there. And my brother's short and little, and he literally fit into that spot. So that when I turned the bathroom to go to the bathroom, and it was only like, we left the shower lights on, because they had like pretty shower lights. So we left the shower lights on as like a night light. And I'm going in there, and I'm undoing my button, and I go to sit down, and before I even go to sit down, my brother like reaches up from behind the toilet and grabs me by my leg. Talk about piss yourself. Like, I dead ass dead. And I'm not ashamed of that, because the shit was funny. Like, he got a kick out of it, I got a kick out of it. And I really did get on back, because when he lived with me on Orange Street, I waited in that middle room for a good 20 minutes for him to come out that bathroom with that mask on. And let's just say he almost shit himself. Like, total had something, but he didn't fall and shit himself, but he almost did.
So that's how like we were growing up. So I just want you to understand that part. And now I'm going to get to a real ghost story. Because that to me, like, we were kids playing and having fun.
Now the next story isn't like a happy story, but it really is like a scary story, because some of my ghost stories I find to be funny. I lived it. I went through it. Now that I can talk about it and I've come to terms with it, it's totally funny, and we chop up all the time and laugh. My friends and I, because I do really have some good legit friends in my circle that aren't assholes and won't dick me over or tease me in any kind of way, because they themselves have witnessed stuff. So this story goes back to Mercer Street. It's the very first house that I remember living in as a child. And I had this room, and I remember being afraid to look on the floor at night. One being so because I had a real boogeyman in my life that would like come creeping in like that. And no sob story. I don't want your pity. Trust me, we all know that I've come to terms with it. So like I did live with a real boogeyman in life. And crawling on the floor. So I kept my eyes on the floor constantly. And I remember, not all the time, but a few times I did see something crawling on my floor. And it wasn't human. So let me describe what I did see for you. Because yet this time, I was very young. I had to be like 5 years old. I was really, really young. And this really, really scared me. It was shadow-like, but it didn't have arms. It kind of like wiggled its way into my room, and that's why I thought it was my real-life boogeyman. And when I realized that it didn't have arms, it was literally a foot away from my bed. And I'm looking over, because now I'm afraid, but I want to see. Like, I always prepared myself for things like this. Sorry about that. And I'm looking on the floor, and it's big. And the next thing I know, it flips over, and it has the reddest eyes I've ever seen in my life. I bullshit you not. It was the scariest thing I've seen, and the scariest thing I will ever seen, and I am a horror movie freak. Love jump scares, love being scared, like I said. That's why I mentioned the stories prior. But this was some real legit scary shit. And that's like pretty much the only thing I remember on that house while living in that house was that episode happening multiple times. Not all the time, but a few times. So I would say multiple. It wasn't as much as I'm probably making it out to seem to y'all. But it was at least 4 times. At least 4 times that I experienced this. And all 4 times I've always looked. to see what it was. Because again, remember, I was living with my own boogeyman. And I never told anyone about that. Only for the fact is because I was young, I was scared, and I was really put in a position back then to where it wasn't feasible to even, in my mindset, to say anything to anybody. So that I kept to myself, and I've kept that to myself until today. And at the end of the day, this is why I do what I do and I say what I say. Dream book to start writing down my dreams. And that's where I'm going to go with my dreams. It wasn't my most recent, but my last dream that had representation to it that came true was years ago. And I had this dream that my boyfriend was wearing this butcher outfit and he had a cleaver in his hand and he was killing my cat, my kitten, my Karma. And I woke up in tears and Dave's like,
"What's going on?"
And I'm like, I had a really bad dream and I'm hyperventilating. And I'm like, it's not just a bad dream. It was the feeling that I got when I woke up from this dream. It was like, it wasn't right and it didn't settle with me right. It was like, not a nightmare. I know my nightmares compared to these dreams, and I'm going to explain soon. So I wound up figuring out that that dream represented the death of my twisted sister cat. And it wasn't my boyfriend, but it was her lifelong friend's boyfriend. And his last name, I'm pretty sure, is Cleaver. No, for a fact it's Cleaver.
And when I found out that they murdered her, because I did walk by that night, and they did try calling me down, and I did see everybody that was there, even though I didn't go to court because dumbasses know they see me, and went that morning and snitched on herself, the girl did. With that said, I went onto their Facebook, and this happened in December. In August, the sister had posted this post, and you know, like how they have like the cartoon characters, and it was of a guy in a butcher's uniform. It said, when you work for your boss, but you want to kill that boss every day. That was posted in August. December, I want to say the 8th she was found. Anyways, the day that they actually decided to kill her, she posted under that picture, which is not existent no more. I gave it to the police when I did talk to the officer that I did talk to, just to put against the case, but I don't know if that even had any, because like I said, I didn't go. I was just getting updates from my friends. But she wrote that day, every single day. And that took me back because, like, I couldn't not only help my friend once, but twice. And I know people say don't take that hard because it was a really hard dream to interpret. But I still take it hard every day because I walked by. I just thought they were taking her to the hospital. And that just wasn't the case. The case was that they were on drugs. They wanted her money. She came into a bunch of money. And they tortured her in the worst way. Both of them are doing life sentences. And that I will be there for. And mark my word on it, I will be there for when, if they are ever eligible for parole, I will show up for that to make sure that they don't get paroled. Only for the fact is, the way they did it, she would have given them the shirt off her back. But they tortured her and murdered her, and she was already sick and dying. So that was one of my dreams.
And then I also have these things where I flash. I know, guys, you're going to think I need to be 302 by the time this is over, said and done. Dave and I were driving down, we were driving down I-95 southbound. And there was this really big truck that was off to the side of us. And it was carrying tons of lumber. Real long, it looked like city light poles. Excuse me. And it had the chains on it and everything, and it looked secure. And that's the thing, is I looked at it, and when I looked at it, I was no longer in my car. We were driving, we were in the car, but driving, and it happened so fast that I seen, and it's going to be like some Final Destination stuff, but without everybody dying because of like changes. For real. I seen his chain pop and all the wood come off. Now,
Flash!
Now I'm back in my car and this truck is still in front of us. And I'm like, oh shit. And Dave says,
"What do you mean, oh shit?"
and I didn't even realize I said it out loud. And I turned to him, and it took me a second to even say it. I went, there's something not right with that truck. He doesn't have it secured right. It's going to pop open. So Dave, knowing the person that I am, for as many years as he was with me, he falls back. And I mean, he let that truck go ahead. And, kid you not even 2 miles down the road on the highway, this truck was stopped in that lane with the thing popped up and the lumber hanging off. But I didn't die after that, so it was no Final Destination thing.
So that's what I'm just trying to say, like, flashes. And if I'm not known as crazy by now I am. So welcome to my world.
Guys, I appreciate yous liking my stuff. I appreciate yous watching my stuff. I appreciate your feedback. This week coming up, not this Monday because it's Monday now, next Monday is my birthday, so I might not be uploading a ghost story next week.
But I'm thinking about doing a flashback Saturday. I know it's a city theme and that should be cool. So we'll see. I'm a little nervous, but hey, let's do things out of the box. Let's do something new. Let's try new things. And like I said when I first started this page, it was just a hobby. And it, just started to build up and I started giving stories. And then I also wanted to do other things, but I never got to them because people were liking the stories. So now I will start.
Much love, much peace, much blessings. If you like what you heard today, hit that subscribe button. I got my 300 subscriber video coming up, and I would love to give you a shout out. Until next time, guys, your girl Teri in the dungeon. I'm out. Peace.